What's poppin', dogs? Mr. Allen here, solving a couple exponential equations in this video that require the use of a calculator. And speaking of the calculator, I'm going to show you guys a little hack in this thing at some point in this video. So stick around. It'll do the work for you. All right, let's get started with the first one. I have 9 to the x minus 6 plus 1 equals 32. So how do we go about solving something like this? Well, what I want to do is I obviously want to get to x. And the x is up in my exponent, so I need to isolate the base to the exponent first, and then we'll get up there. Okay, I'm going to show you guys that part after. So first thing I'm going to do is subtract 1 on both sides. And I have 9 to the x minus 6 equals 31. Well, now, how do I get to the x minus 6? Can I divide by 9 on both sides? No, that's not how exponentials work, right? This isn't 9 times x minus 6. It's 9 raised to the x minus 6. So what I have to actually do is I have to rewrite this in logarithmic form, and I do so with a little strategy called loop and swoop, okay? And let me explain what this whole loop means right here. I'm going to start with my base and my log, so I'll have log base 9. The first number that I passed by was the 31, so that is the argument of my log. And then I land on my exponent, which is x minus 6. Logarithms equal exponents. You ever hear that before? Your teacher may have said that in class. I may have said that in class if I'm your teacher. But anyways, logs equal exponents, so we use logs to solve for exponents. So what we're going to do right now is I got log base 9 of 31. Base is the base here. Base is the base here. Consistencies. I'm going to just plug it in my calculator, okay? This is not the hack I was going to show you. It's something else, okay? I promise. It's pretty dope. So if I hit math, alpha, math, I get log any base. That's my favorite way to get the log, okay? I can get it in different ways by just hitting my log key here. That's log base 10. That's not the one that you want. So you need to hit math, alpha, math. That goes to option A in the math menu, and up pops log base. If you don't have that in your calculator, pop a message in the comments or a little comment there and say, hey man, I don't have that. What do I need to do? And let me know your calculator. I'll try to help you guys out because I got some videos on it and how to set up your calculator. Anywho, I can just type 9, arrow over, type 31, hit enter, and boom. I get this lovely little decimal here, which is not my answer, but we're getting close. 1.5628. So I'm going to put 562 dot 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 equals x minus 6. I'll add 6 on both sides, and I'll get 7. We can show it plus 7 or plus 6 equals 7.56. And now I'm going to round here that I'm at the end of the problem. 563 equals x, and that's squiggly equals because it is rounded at this point. There we go. 7.563 is my final answer to 3 decimal places. It didn't say, but I just chose to do 3. It's commonplace when dealing with exponents. And you guys can plug this back in and see if it works, right? I can do 9 raised to the 7.563 minus 6, arrow over, plus 1, and this should equal very close to 32. It's probably going to be 31 point something or 32 point something. 32.008. So a little bit above, but that's because we rounded this number. It's going to throw the original problem off. But I always wait till the very end of round. That way we're most accurate, okay? Yo-ro, you only round once. Next problem over here, which has the same amount of sort of steps, but just a little bit different, right? We've got division going on in my exponent, but the process will be the same. I got to isolate the 4 raised to the x over 2. How do I do that? We're going to add 6 on both sides first. There we go. And I got 4 to the x over 2 equals, now 17 plus 6 is what, 23? Michael Jordan, greatest of all time. Not LaFlop, a.k.a. LeBron, or is it LeBron, a.k.a. LaFlop? Either way, does not compare. Jordan, 23. End of discussion. We got log base 4. We always start with our base. All about that base. Then the first number that I pass by is 23, so that goes in the log, right? Base is first. Pass by the 23 equals my exponent, which is x over 2. Now, before we even type this in, what am I going to do algebraically here to finish solving this problem? I am going to multiply by 2 on both sides. So if you want, you can show that, cancel it, and we're just going to go right to x on this problem, okay? I can actually type all this in at once if I wanted. I'll show you guys a couple different variations here. Math, alpha, math. I'll type it in first, log base 4 of 23, hit enter, multiply by 2 as I showed, and I'm going to get 4.5235. So 4.52, the 3 gets rounded up to a 4. Final answer. You could have also done 2 times math, alpha, math. And then we got the 4 and the 23. Same answer. All right, and there we go, guys. So a couple of different ways to type that one in. Make sure you guys are showing your algebraic steps throughout. That way you can get partial credit if you make some kind of a little mistake. Your teacher sees what you were doing, and you don't just say like, oh, I had it all on my calculator, bro. Like, they can't see your calculator when you turn your quiz or your test. All right, now for the hack that I promised here on the calculator. You are going to hit the math button and arrow up. That will bring you to the bottom of the menu. It says numeric solver. It's hidden way below the math menu there. As you can actually see log base. We've been using that one. Remember option A, as I said earlier? Anyways, hit enter on numeric solver, and you can clear out whatever's there and type in 9 raised to the x minus 6, arrow over, plus 1. Arrow down, type in 32. We're going to hit the graph button. See how it says OK right there? Those upper guys are controlled by your top gray keys up there. Hit graph, and then right now it says 2.8. That's not our answer. That's just whatever was left in there before. It's a guess right now. You could even type in 8. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit that and then hit graph to solve, and look at that. We get 7.5628563, exactly what we got before. So this is a great way to check your work on a free response, because if you aren't showing work, right? If you're not showing that work like Rihanna, you're getting 0 points, man. Especially if it's on a free response. Multiple choice or ACT, SAT, you're stuck in a jam, throw it in the numeric solver, especially if it's something that's a little bit complicated. Some of these you can do pretty quickly before you type it all in, but make sure you are showing your work. This is a great way to, though, check your work. Make sure you got the right answer. And we'll run through it right one more time. Well, one more time. Math, arrow up, numeric solver. Let's try the second one over here. Let's just see if it was a fluke. And check this out. You can actually type in fractions here. Alpha x. Boom. There's my fraction. X, arrow down, 2, over again, minus 6. Make sure you're typing it in correctly, because someone's got to hit the arrow a couple times. Arrow down, 17. Hit graph for OK. I don't need to change what I'm guessing. If there are if it's a quadratic or a cubic or something else where there's multiple solutions, you need to give it multiple guesses, because it's going to pick whatever's closest to that. So be careful with this one with multiple solution type problems. Can be tricky to use, but for an exponential where there's just a 1 here, nothing's quadratic in the exponent, good to go. Hit graph again, boom, 4.524. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right, guys, hope that helps. Let me know in the comments. Did you know about the numeric solver in your calculator? Because that's one that most people don't know. If you did know, let me know. If you didn't know, be like, thanks, bro. Otherwise, thanks for watching, guys, and have a dope day.